Alright, monkeys, we are coming into a manhole right here, so we've got to change our digging strategy a little bit. Knowing that the manhole is going to be wider, we're about 16 feet deep, so you want to come out about 16 feet from there and start a new slope that's going to meet your manhole width. Put up a little schematic or the plans that I was given on what it should look like. Now the backside I'm digging here, what I'm calling the backside, will be per plan. The front side, leaving the manhole, will be a little bit different. We'll get to that when I get finished with the manhole. So I'm going to dig this in 2 stages. Well, actually, it's going to be 4 stages. One step is this part of it, where I'm starting the new slope, digging towards the manhole, getting into it. I dig the first half of the manhole, get it established where the manhole is located. Then I dig another set, which digs the back side, or my side, or the front side, my side of the manhole. And then the 4th step is digging out of the manhole, which finishes it off, which allows you to clean up and pull all the material out of the manhole and into your trench line. Big ass square bucket that I've got, that's our manhole width. So it almost digs as long as it is wide. So it's a good starting. I don't have to trim walls or anything like that to make it work. I just start off with it, dig it. It's to width. All I have to do is make sure it's on center line and make sure it's long enough. And on the plans, it actually shows that we dig the manholes a little bit longer. So that way, you know, so it's like a 10-foot long manhole instead of a 8x8. And that allows them to swing the manhole when they're putting the pipe together. So they can put the full stick of pipe coming into the manhole where it's supposed to be. And then they can just swing the manhole over the pipe and put it in position, rather than set the manhole and figure out how to try to squeeze a pipe into it. Because these manholes actually are notched out perfectly for the pipe, so they can't just slide a pipe into the manhole and then slam the pipe home from there. Yes, I know I haven't notched out the other side yet, but I wanted to get the slope established on this side, on the right side, before notching it. That way it all looks pretty, and pretty's the key. If it looks pretty, you can get away with stuff. Okay, match side to side, and take our bite. set up for the next set. I like his hustle. He runs a bit, which we don't really need to run on the job site, but running past me where I'm working and spinning is a good idea. So I don't have to worry about waiting on him. Into the manhole. Takes a little extra time. Make sure you get it all done right. Sometimes these manholes can get away from you a little bit. Especially these notch outs that are supposed to slope right to the edge of the manhole. And these are the marks that the grade setter has put down for me. Those are the limitations of the manhole where it's supposed to be. We'll use those later for lineup of my bucket cut. half of the manhole. Step 2 is establishing your manhole, its location. So we've got to dig down, clear off the area where the manhole is, at least the first half of it, establish the back wall of the manhole. Then we can dig the second half, clearing and opening and sloping the back side of the manhole. Backside, front side, I get those backwards, so my side of the manhole. Once we get that done, then we can dig the manhole, get it somewhat dug down to grade, doesn't have to be perfect. The fourth step is where we will clean out and finish grade the bottom of the manhole. Set. While the top of the dig is right about where the cut should be, or that slope going down to this side of the manhole, because we're on a slope bucket, we're not going to be able to make that perfect notch down like we did on the other side. So what we'll do is we'll just kind of tie it into the exit of the manhole. And we'll extend this slope a little longer than we need to for safety coming out of the manhole, and then we start our next set out of the manhole once it's established and get our narrower slope for the trench line going. So another thing you need to keep in mind is when you dig a manhole, you're going to have a lot more material, so you got to kind of pre-plan a little bit for it. Make sure you're not burying the stakes for the manhole. Make sure you've got enough room, or if you need to, have somebody come over like a loader hand or an excavator and pull material for you. For the slopes going down into the manhole, we want to make those a little bit deeper because the manhole is usually a foot down. So you usually have about 6 inches of concrete that's going to be underneath the pipe for the stab, maybe a little more depending on the specs for the job. So we got to make sure we have room for bedding, which is about 6 inches to a foot of bedding, plus the whatever the distance is from the stab down for the concrete of the manhole. So 1.5 feet to a foot is usually around where we're at with those. Make sure our slopes are wide all the way down, all the way back. I come back and do these that are close to me is we're in a circle, and you'll find that when you're digging deeper, the closer you get, the narrower your trench gets, because you're pulling towards yourself and not in a straight line on those edges. So there's always a tendency to get narrow right close to the machine. So you got to take a little extra effort to make sure you get that taken out before moving on to your next set or cleaning the bottom out. Because otherwise you'll find yourself tracking back and reaching, trying to get those slopes straightened out. Okay, one more for the bottom. Clean up into the manhole one last time. He'll come up top and line us up. That was a close one. Okay, not real happy where that laser's sitting, but it's something we gotta deal with. Our grade coming into the manhole. Then after this we'll be going to the next rod. Drawing a box in the air. He'll come up, I'll get my bucket on for the manhole, we'll get it laid out, get it dug down close to grade, then I'll dig out of it and finish the cleanup. be able to see. Now you can see our slopes coming down, meet the backside of the manhole. Now all I gotta do is dig the rest of it, make it look pretty and on grade. Laser on 0. Oh no, he's grabbing a shovel. He's going to help clean up the back. Shovel that little bit of material out of the trench lining into the manhole. shot will be in the bottom of the manhole. Next shot will be bottom of the manhole. Then we can do our step 4, which is the exit. Just want to get this established to grade. We're not having to try to dig it out when we're at longer reach, even though we'll be able to reach it. Starting to come out. All right, so that little teeth marks about where grade is. Of it. This side of that manhole, the slope still needs to go back, and that's part of our exit dig. Okay, thumbs up. Keep this where I can reach it again. We're gonna need it one more time to finish the manhole. this time is I'm not going to clean up or straighten up my edges because those are now turning in to the old slope or the trench slope. So I'll just let those come in, taper in. We're already a little past the trench where the slope should be. So that's fine, it's just a little safer. Be a bench down on the bottom which will blend into the trench slope. Establish the new slope. You can see we're a little wide, which is perfectly fine. Just clean up those benches a little bit. Like I said, manholes need to be cleaned up just a little bit. Come up and out of the manhole. Filling in your manhole because we're going to clean it up anyways. The grade is established, so all you have to do is follow that bottom grade and you're done. See, adding a little bit of curl coming out of your manhole will help bring that slope back into place where you need it for the trench set. We're establishing our center. Establish our trench line first, and then we clean up the manhole, and then we dig out of the manhole on grade. It seems like a lot, but it works out that it comes out a lot prettier and a lot safer. Up with the old trench so it's nice and straight. Now if we had a bucket with a plate on it, we'd be able to just clean up the manhole with this bucket and just go from there. But since we don't, we got to go back to our big bucket and clean out the manhole. Just get some of this heavy shit out of the way so the cleanup will be quicker. Not to mention that cleanup bucket has wings on it that don't go all the way down to the bottom, so I'll use these tiger teeth on this bucket to clean that wall all the way down to finished grade. back and check his own work, make sure we're on grade, so it looks good. It should be a 1/10 higher coming out of the manhole. No, we gotta go down. Did you check your side? Check your side. Are they the same slope? So check your side that you're on. Always confirm if they're on the same slope that the sides you were digging. You're not on 0, are you? Alright, so we got a conflict in lasers. This is why I hate using 2 different lasers, because sometimes one may be out of calibration. So while he's screwing around with that, I'm going to go ahead and grab my big bucket and work on cleaning out that bottom. Pushed my button too early. You might need to check the 2 lasers against each other to make sure they're working the same, as it's possible that one might be out of calibration.
Do I pull that one up here?
Well,
And check them against each other?
that's usually what you need to do, is check them on the same run, the same exact stakes, to make sure that check. Is there a date on it when the last time it was calibrated? Because usually they have a sticker on them for the date.
Not on the laser.
Alright, my lever monkeys. If you watched this far, thank you very much for watching this. If you like what you see, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button. YouTube is out there new games of unsubscribing people.
Cold out there.
So anyone that's been subscribed and you don't see you're subscribed anymore, do me a favor and smash that subscribe button again. Make sure you're still getting notifications. Alright guys, thanks a lot. So in the next video, I'll explain what happened with the lasers and what our solution was. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.